That's good. Okay, so then that's good. Everything from the beginning is off the record.
Yeah, it doesn't even exist.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. We're not going to use that. That was mainly what I was going to say. Is the beginning was more just me talking to you as a friend than like stuff I want out in the public.
I like to
personal
imagine
car drama.
If you start it with something like that, like it's mysterious because it kind of sounds like we confess to crimes that we're not allowed to say on camera. You know, like all that stuff we just said. That wasn't on record, right? It's always a fun way to start something, to just immediately say, hey, you weren't recording that, were you? You know?
Yeah, and then it makes everybody locked into the episode. That's the hope anyway. That's the hope.
We're criminals, is what we're saying. We're criminals. You know, I didn't confess any crimes to you, but I could. I mean, I've got a couple crimes that I could probably confess.
The thing is, I did no crimes. I did no crimes. My crime was buying a car that doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
That was my crime. That was the crime I committed.
I bet people can relate to that. I bet a lot of, because like car recalls are more common than you think. It's always weird to me when I see a headline like that. Like they recalled 1 million cars. So what you're telling me that like 1 million people just have to give their car back? That's literally what it means.
Well, that's my thing is I'm like, well, and I think with the car, if they recall the whole car rather than just like a part of the car, I think it's like, from what I understand, is like whatever company had to recall the car, they're required to give you like either the value of the car in a check form or like an equivalent vehicle. Because if it's recalled, it's like, it's like you're selling somebody something that doesn't work,
right,
or that is like could cause them, bodily harm or death.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to pay them, and so it's like, I really do like. I'm glad these companies are like held to those standards, but it is like, I wish that they would maybe catch these things before their vehicles are out on the market. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But then we wouldn't have to like. I get that it would take longer for stuff to get made, but also then we wouldn't have to like give so much stuff back or like. Fix an engine being recalled, like that's how the car fucking works. Like what?
It'd be like if your heart stopped working.
Yeah, and then it's like
a new heart.
Okay, we gotta go put the thing on. Yeah, we gotta go turn it in for a new heart, and then it's like, I mean, yeah, and we basically everything we talked about before this is like, my car, a part of it was recalled, and so I'm dealing with just like all the petty drama of like. Wanting my vehicle back, but also it being completely out of my control. Like
Vehicular bureaucracy.
Yeah, vehicular bureaucracy. And a lot of the infighting between like the rental car company, the dealership, my insurance company, because they're like in a huff because they didn't know I was in the rental. And it's just like, yeah, it's a lot of bureaucratic bullshit. And then me, the consumer, who I'm like, I'm not a multi-billion-dollar corporation like y'all three. Why don't you just talk to like you three? It feels like it's like your parents are fighting, and you're like, I'm just trying to eat pasta and watch Disney Channel. Like, can you just leave me alone? Like this affects me because you're my parents and you're in control of whether or not I have a car right now. But it's like, can you work it out with each other? That's more what I'm saying.
They will not. I guarantee you, they will not work it out. The parents are not good parents. I mean, like, I bet you, and this is just my prediction, I could be wrong, but they told you December. I'm going to say, like, mid next year at the earliest is when they're going to give you your car back. Mid next year. Maybe later, but I want to say that just because that's my prediction. And I say that so that you don't get your hopes up. You know, I'm trying to be realistic for you.
Yeah.
Because I don't trust them. I would never trust them. That's why it's kind of crazy. Because think about it, you bought a whole car. Like in my mind, if a car gets recalled and then they have the car and they can't tell you, oh, it's going to be this long and then it's going to be this long. Like at that point, if you pass the time that it was supposed to be, now you like owe me something. Like now you got to give me money, or now you got to give me something. Like there's got to be perks to this. No, but there's not, and there never is.
No, there's not. I feel like my thing is I'm just like, I'm going to start to be like the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. I think if I start calling them like every other day, they're just going to be so fucking sick of me that eventually they'll like get moving. Because the thing is, it's like, you can only tell me you don't have the parts for so long.
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I've ordered stuff online. Like, and it's like weird to talk about, if you don't have the part, you at least can see when the part's coming or where the holdup is and what's taking it so long. And like, you know, you can see that information on your end. And I understand you don't want to share that with me, the consumer, because you want to have more time and not have to like prioritize this. But I'm going to make sure you're going to hear from me. So yeah, that's,
they're not going to say any of that. Cause like, I think part of it is like, it gives them the benefit of the doubt, right? Or it releases them from liability. Like, oh, we never told you that the part was going to get here by Monday. We never said that.
Yeah.
And so by not saying that, when it doesn't get there on Monday, then they're not accountable for the fact that it didn't get there on Monday.
That's why they give you vague information and as little information as possible. But no, I'm
parents, just like parents.
Yeah, I have to be a little bit more optimistic about it though. I need my car back by the spring. So it's like I'm getting it back by no later than March. That's basically.
All right, I've changed my prediction. February.
Yeah.
It is now February.
Yes. Yeah.
Good grief. Am I right?
Yeah. No, I'm like, we'll check back in February, March, but no, I'm gonna have my car back by then. That's what I'm saying. It's happening.
I believe in it.
Yeah.
I believe in it. Well, that's good. That's good. I think when we did this last time, it was before your album came out. It was a couple months before.
I think it was like May or June. Yeah, I know it was May or June. Because I remember I had to cancel. So basically, we talked for such a long time. We yapped for so long. I had to cancel coffee date. And I actually ended up only dating that person for 7 weeks, but it ended very badly. And so I feel like it was almost an omen and a sign.
Oh, wow.
If my podcasting with Ruse ever goes so long that I have to cancel the initial meetup, don't reschedule the meetup. It's not meant to be.
God was trying to tell you.
Trying to tell me don't do it.
Yeah. Run. 7 weeks. That's not bad. That's almost 2 months.
Yeah.
Now, was there a period where you should have stopped before you hit 7 weeks even? Because it sounds like there were many signs.
It was a pretty abrupt, just like, because my thing is, it's just like, I think when something is basically anytime that there's like a glaring issue early on,
right,
in a relationship for me, well, not even a relationship, early on in dating, if I see a very glaring issue over something very minor, or like how something minor is handled, I'm like, this is going to continue into things that are major.
Yeah.
And so it's like, for me, I kind of just go, I'm good. You know, just because everything I've been through especially with romantic relationships, pretty much any early signs of defensiveness or communication breakdown over small shit, I know are just going to translate into like, what about bigger stuff? What about more important stuff? And so it just, for me, it kind of almost immediately causes me to go, I'm actually out. I'm good, you know? And it's like, no ill will, no disrespect. It's more just like, I have a certain way I want things to be handled. And when I see that that's not possible, I pretty quickly am just like,
yeah. I've learned that the things you dislike about people, like the things that irk you, is like what you just said. Like they tend to fester and grow. And I think like when you're starting a relationship, it's very easy to push all that stuff down and be like, oh, but I like this, but I like this, but I like this. And it's just that those exact things that slightly bother you now are going to become the things that you hate. Like you will hate those things. Like, oh yeah, I don't mind that their clothes are always dirty. I don't really mind that. Like, yeah, I like everything about them, but their clothes are always dirty. But it's a little weird, but I don't mind it. It's just what it is. And then like 2 months later, you're like, damn, this guy don't really wash his clothes, like ever.
Yeah, no, and it's like, I feel like it's like, I don't know. I think my friend Diana, and maybe this is like really strict because she is a Taurus, but like Diana had said to me, I think this is back in like 2024, like when I was ending my first relationship after getting divorced lasted for like 4 or 5 months. And when I was ending that relationship, she was like, no, this is the right decision. In my humble opinion, Diana's like, maybe I'm wrong for saying this. You should not have any major issues within a relationship within the first year. The first year, you should just be having fun.
First year is a pretty long time period, I feel like.
But it's like, and she said major issues, like obviously you can't control like if somebody's family member dies or like a car breaks down. She's like, I'm not talking about that.
Right.
Because you can still, basically she said there shouldn't be major issues within the relationship itself.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like lying or.
Yeah. And basically like, she said that to me and it kind of like caused me to implode when I first heard it. But when I think about it, it's like, no, it's really true. Like,
yeah,
the first year,
that applies to friends too. By the way, I think.
Yeah, I think friends or romantic relationships. The first year should be easy breezy, beautiful cover girl. You should be like figuring out who this person is, like figuring out, you know, are your goals, are your like must-haves, deal breakers, are those aligned, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like and this is exactly my issue with like some of the more recent when I've tried to date since getting divorced.
All right.
If I go to someone who I'm seeing romantically with a grievance or with just like a small like, hey, when you said this, like it kind of hurt me. Like it kind of hit this way. And like, I was like, I understand you probably meant it this way, but that's maybe not how I took it. I think in the first year, that should be an opportunity to go, oh my gosh, I'm so, like, be inquisitive. I'm so sorry. I did mean it as a joke, but it's clear you didn't take it that way. How can we work on this together?
Right.
The tendency that I've experienced is immediate defensiveness, or like just saying that wasn't said or that didn't happen, or just like flipping it back on the other person. Well, you're too sensitive. And it's like, no, it's like, I'm sorry, if you're trying to build a relationship with somebody, you need to be willing to like work as a team to solve the problem.
Right.
It's
And
like,
meet somebody where they're at.
Yeah. It's not becoming defensive. It's being curious. Like, oh, you like, cause for me, I can't speak for everybody else. Bruce, if you were to come to me and say, hey, when you said this to me, it kind of made me sad. And you know, I just want to talk about it cause I don't want the things you say to make me sad. I would immediately feel horrible. I would say, oh my God, what did I say that made you sad? Like, you know, like, let's talk about it. And I would want to like try to resolve it. And so I think it's just like, I've had a tendency to be attracted to people who are defensive or flip it on me. And I'm kind of I've outgrown that. I don't want to be in that dynamic. I want to be with somebody who like, we can openly talk about things and we're curious and inquisitive and work through things. And that's why it's like, yeah, I don't know, like, I'm not saying that there will be no strife or no difficulties in an entire year of your life, because that's just not life. But it's like within the relationship itself, within the dynamic between two people, if it's within the first year in any way toxic, manipulative, controlling, or just like needlessly combative, I just don't think that that's a great sign for the longevity of the relationship.
Speaking of relationship building, don't you want to build a relationship with this podcast? Don't you want you to be involved in what you're seeing right here? Well, don't you worry. We got an opportunity for you, and that is called Patreon, folks. I'm pumping out an episode every single 3 days. Every 3 days, we're dropping a new one. We got new guests. We got new professional mind blowers coming on here all the time, blowing your dang minds. And if you want to support that, you want to help this show grow, the way you can do that is Patreon, all right? We got exclusive content on there on Patreon. I drop my music early on there. I've even got exclusive songs on there. So you got conversations, you got music, you got support, all those things. And rest assured, you are helping us make magic happen. Please consider it if you like what we're doing here. It's the only way I can keep this train a-moving, and I appreciate every single one of you who even watches this at all. So let's make that support come full circle if we could do that. I really, really would appreciate it, and I really, really love you guys for sticking around and keeping an eye on this show. It's been a crazy year, and there's been a whole bunch of support, and I just cannot have enough gratitude. It's super awesome to see. So let's get your name at the end of these episodes. Let's get your name on this screen with Patreon. Let's do it. Now, let's just get right back into it. Let's get back into the show. Let's talk more about relationship building. Yeah, it's just, I think what's tough about it too is, like, for one, people get like, I think people seek out certain types of people. It's like a weird thing that happens. It's kind of why you see people end up in abusive relationships over and over. Like, I think people, it's weird. I don't even know how to understand it. Like, my mom, it seems like she had this pattern, and my theory is that it's related to her dad, where it's like she just seems to gravitate towards people who have like substance abuse issues and kind of need help. And I think that my mom, that's like the helper in her. Yeah, and that was probably from an early age that was like instilled in her, seeing that. And so that's just how she looks at life. But it's not necessarily ideal.
Yeah,
like,
no,
it's not making her life easier.
Oh, absolutely. And I would say, like, not necessarily the substance abuse part, but I definitely would say, like, when I look at like my teens into my 20s, as well as like my first marriage, it's like I definitely had a tendency to be drawn towards people who had labeled themselves as misunderstood and outcasts and nobody really gets me, and like people think I'm an asshole, but really I'm just misunderstood. And I would be like, oh my gosh, no, like they actually are so sweet and they have this soft sensitive. And it's just like, no. Sorry, no. And it's like,
yeah.
no, it's like, and the thing is, it's like, I would see myself in these people because I also have felt largely misunderstood for a lot of my life, but I've been misunderstood for a different reason. And like, really, I can see why that pattern existed. It's because I was definitely raised in a household where I was taught that I had to be useful to be lovable and that it wasn't okay to have boundaries.
Okay.
You had to be endlessly giving. That was like very much like the law of the land in my childhood home. So it makes sense. It makes sense to me logically why I ended up in the relationships I was in. But now that I'm healing and moving on with my life and trying to grow as a person, I have to look at that pattern and look at that, you know, like the law of the land of that household and rewrite it. I think that that's the thing is it's like, once you start to rewrite your personal, you know, narrative of how you're going to move through things, it becomes harder and harder to keep doing the same shit.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, well, no, I do think it's okay to have boundaries. And I do think that I'm valuable just because of the person I am and not if I'm useful. And it's like, if you start setting boundaries with people and stop being needlessly giving and useful, you're gonna piss a lot of people off. Like,
that's why it's not fun, right? Because you end up putting yourself in this like awkward, uncomfortable position by doing that. Like you end up you burn bridges by doing that.
And it's tough because it's like I think people tend to take somebody deciding to set boundaries and choose themselves very personally. And
I
like,
agree.
Oh, you don't love me anymore. I'm not good enough. And it's like, no, I still love you. But I just love myself now too.
Yeah.
And I'm giving myself a piece of that love. And part of that is looking discerningly at my choices every day and saying, do I actually want to do X, Y, Z? Or am I doing this to make this person happy or to avoid this person being angry? Like I'm so moving into the new year anti doing things to avoid people being angry. Be fucking mad at me. Honestly, if I piss you off, I would rather you misunderstand me and you be pissed off at me than continue doing stuff to avoid making people mad. I've had it up to here. I've lived so much of my life and I've wasted so much time making choices to avoid angering people that I'm
But again, it's easier said than done because like I think it's natural to want to please people. Like it's natural to want to everybody wants to make everybody happy in the sense that like we can all win, right? And so if you want everybody to win, that sounds great and it sounds perfect, but when it comes at your own expense, that's when you have to start standing up for yourself, and that's not easy because now you can't let everybody win. Now you have to draw a line in the sand, and people will get mad at that. I think I've always been like independent minded in the sense that I just understand that if I do something, if I make a definitive choice and it's definitive enough, people are going to feel some type of way about it because that's just how the world is. Like if you are making non-definitive choices and you are doing things to please people, you can pull that off for a while, but it's not going to push you anywhere or do anything because it's all kind of this gray area. Like you're never actually allowing yourself to blossom, and like you're never fostering your own personality, and you're making your own choices. Really. You're kind of allowing the waves to lead you wherever they go.
Let's just see how it. What I think, I guess, like with what you're saying, I guess my biggest thing is that it's like I have always been like, oh, this is a priority person in my life. This is a priority person in my life. This is my priority person in my life. And so it's like, I would try to like, if I was considering my actions, I would try to consider those people and like how they would react to my actions. But then I've kind of since realized that it's like, even if I try to perfectly plan to show up in a way that would be pleasing to everyone, somebody's going to be upset. So it's like, if somebody is always going to be upset, I might as well, like you said, choose definitively and just do the stuff that I want to do.
Exactly.
And let who's upset be upset.
It's
and
like
let who's
hate
supportive be
comments. It's
supportive.
the same thing. It's like if you were to try to look, this person said this. Why are they saying that? Like you can't even think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no.
Because the more and more you think about that kind of stuff, the less and less you do anything. Because
Yeah,
now
no.
you're like defining yourself based on what, this random person's opinion.
And it's like a random person who's like never met you, never spent time with you, doesn't know you at all. And I think that that's the thing is it's like, I think that, and I'm not trying to be like, I think it's a very isolating, sad way to see the world, to think that like nobody will ever truly know you. I've heard that a lot, and I like roll my eyes at that because it's like, no, people will see glimmers of you and like they'll see what you show them.
Yeah.
But I do think that like people who are determined to misunderstand you will always misunderstand you no matter what you do.
Yeah, right.
So it's like you can't subscribe to their opinions and their perception of you.
Yeah.
Like,
like if your intent is to not understand, then you're never going to understand.
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
not seeking to do that, you're not going to do it.
Yeah. And my thing is, it's like, if your intentions are good, will there be times where you have a bad impact? Absolutely. There's going to be times where you fuck up and you misjudge a situation,
Right.
or you do the wrong thing. That's just like
That's the
part of
learning
human
experience. Yeah, that's how you learn.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think if your intentions are always clear and good, more likely than not, you're going to end up where you want to be, you know?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's about where you're aiming at. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think like that's the best thing you can do. Like I always think, even in terms of goals like that, where it's like, yeah, maybe I'm not where I want to be, but if I'm aiming upwards always, then that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
like if
yeah.
I know I'm heading that way and I'm always making decisions in that vein, like thinking like that.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to really be where you want to be. And there's no perfect world.
Yeah,
like there's
no.
always this ideal reality. It doesn't really exist.
When it's funny because I even think of like, I was talking to a friend of mine who like I really, really admire, who has been really grinding and working consistently in the comedy sphere pretty much for the last, I think at least like 3 to 5 years, has consistently had like, that's their full-time job.
Yeah.
And it was just interesting because there's certain things that they would still like to achieve and they would still like to make happen. And it's just, it kind of put in perspective for me, like, it really never ends. Like,
No,
you're
never.
always just chasing this different white rabbit. Like, it changes. And so it's like, I kind of just, I know myself and I know that this is what I want to do. And so it's like, I'm trying to make my life more enjoyable within the, like, constant pursuit, never ending marathon of it. And part of that is just, like, being really honest with myself of, like, what I can and what I want to do and, like, how I show up. And yeah, and it's kind of been like, it's funny. I think the reason I got onto this side tangent, as you said, it's been a long time since we met. And, you know, I brought up that one situation, but I feel like I kind of really have had, this year has been the great shed for me, is the way that I put it.
The great shed.
The great shed.
Just imagine fur falling off of your body.
Yeah, just, this literally, it feels like, just in terms of, I think back to January of 2025, and I was talking to my therapist about some of the dynamics within my life.
Yeah.
And my therapist had said to me, you know, I really want you to start doing things very intentionally because you want to be doing them. And I want you to really question when you're doing something out of guilt, out of obligation, or when you are doing something out of fear of upsetting XYZ person.
Right. It's like what I was saying about like the tides, right? It's like when are the tides guiding you and when are you guiding
Yes.
yourself? Like when are you setting the sail and going the direction you want to go, and when are you letting the winds just kind of lead you wherever?
And so
'Cause it's hard to see it in yourself. It's hard to catch yourself. You
it's
have
hard
to be
catch yourself
conscious
doing
of it.
it. And so it's like I really started trying to take that to heart and like really ask myself like, okay, I'm considering doing this. Am I doing this because I feel guilty? Am I doing this because I feel obligated? Am I doing this? Okay, then I'm not going to do that. And just, yeah, there are quite a few people who I will always have love for.
Yeah.
Send nothing but love to. They can't hang with the version of me that chooses myself. They don't
and
like
it's a bummer.
it.
It's a bummer because you like you said, you got love for them. It's hard to accept that.
And it's hard to accept that, but it's like when I look at everything laid in front of me so clearly, and I think about the fact that like all I did differently was say, hey, I need this. In order to do this thing, I need this.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it just makes me kind of just go, I go like, you know, it's one of those things
Throw
that's
your
like,
hands up.
yeah, I'm sad, but I'm like, you know, and it's, yeah, I think I've reached a point where, I get that my impact isn't always going to be perfect. I'm going to upset people. I'm going to disappoint people. I'm going to maybe not do what they had hoped for me to do or not show up in the way that they had wanted. But it's like, I know my heart and I know my intentions are always good. And I'm always trying to, like, that's the thing is, like, if you're a former people pleaser, you always want to please people. Like, you do want to show up as best you can.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'm trying to just have limits to that.
Yeah.
All I'm doing is I'm just trying to say, like, there's a limit to how much I can give. And I have to save myself sometimes, you know, and I have to, like, conserve my energy and, you know, not overextend myself to avoid this person being mad. And then puts me in a situation where, like, I'm damn near close to getting sick because I did too much, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, as I wipe the little bit of snot off of my nose, but I get a little sniffy when I'm talking about these topics. But yeah, it's a thing where it's like, I know it's like probably evil Jamie of me to say, but it's like, it gets to a certain point where it's like, I've lost so many people and like so many things in my life have changed within the past 3 years. Like when I think of who I was in 2023 and who I am now,
Yeah.
it's like, it's hard for me to be sad anymore because it is just like, okay, thank you. Because I asked for what I wanted. I said, you know, I wrote down, I like spoke out loud what I wanted my life to look like.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I really believe this is making room for it to be that.
Hey, Alexa, play Thank You Next by Ariana Grande.
But it's like, it's one of those things, it's like, it is sad, but it is like, you know, if I have these big dreams and goals, it's going to require a lot of space.
Yep.
And so it's like, yeah, it's the great shed because it's like, I need the space and the mental capacity for all these things I've asked for to happen.
Yeah.
You know? And it's one of those things, it's like, I don't think it's easy. And I don't think it's like, if we're talking fair, like, no, it's not fair, but it is like, I do think when you like are dedicated to something and you really want to see it come true, like, it's undeniable that eventually it will happen. It's just, you know, there's things you might have to sacrifice and there's things that might have to change to
I mean,
put
that's
you
every
in the
great
right
story. Every great story
Yeah.
requires sacrifice. It's such a hard thing to really, because I mean, yeah, you hear that and that sounds like true, but when you experience it, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because like it sucks. It sucks to give things up and to let things go. It's not easy to let yourself die in a way. That's kind of what you have to do. You have to like look at the previous you and realize they're gone, they died, it's over,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, you've shed, and now you are a new person.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It's a sad thing.
And I think it's a thing of like, there's a version of me, like specifically within the context of like 2022 or even 2021, there's a version of me who like, even if I perceived that somebody was frustrated with me or upset with me, it could be just a perceived change of mood or I would go into this place of, oh my God, I did something wrong. They're upset. What did I do? I got to figure out what I did. I got to fix it.
Right.
I just don't have the energy to care. Like, I don't care now. And it's like, because my thing is, it's like, I have friends in my life who have been upset with me, who've maybe not liked something I said. They would come to me and say, hey, I didn't like this, in a calm and reasonable tone. And I would say, hey, that's totally fair. Let's talk about it. I'm just like, I'm not doing like defensiveness. I'm not doing like toxic crashing out and like blaming me for everything. And then I have to beg you for like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, I'd rather, and I know it's like, it's one of those things that's like, I love people and I have great friends who I like love to hang out with and kick it with. But I think it's just like the version of me that I'm bringing into the new year is like, I'd rather sit alone quietly in my own company than be surrounded by people that I have to bend over backwards for them to be not even nice, honestly. Just like just maybe kind of impressed, maybe kind of pleased. It's just like, you know, and that's why it's really like last year kind of
And you never win
solidified
doing
for
that.
me.
You'll never win doing that.
Oh yeah, no,
ever.
it just last year solidified for me the underlying just belief of, if you try to people please, you will please no one, especially not yourself.
A pleaser of everyone pleases no one, something like that.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, because it's like you spread yourself too thin. And it's like everybody would prefer you just show up where you want to be and be as present as you can possibly be.
And I think what happens when you do that, someone once told me, shout out Tony Angelos, the realtor. He told me your vibe is your tribe. And I thought, wow, that's a cool way to put it. And I think it's like, in that, it's like saying the energy that you put out by being yourself and making those choices, it's going to come back to you. Like, that's more important than trying to please other people, is letting the energy that you have find its way back. And it does, and it really does.
It attracts the people to you who,
and it
like,
detracts
match.
the other ones.
Yes.
It does both at the same time.
It really does do both at the same time. And I think it's like, if you're trying to please everybody, I think it just like it makes you so scattered, and you're in so many places at once, and you can't just like really sit and be present where you are. And so it's like, I feel like a little embarrassed for getting emotional earlier, but I think it's just the thing of, it's like, it's like I loved her, like the version of me that got me to this point. I love that girl, but she was way too insecure. She needed everybody to like her. She needed everybody to like understand her, and I just am like, continue to misunderstand me at this point. I do not give a fuck.
I hear that's what happens when you turn 40. That's what they tell me.
I guess I'm 7 years early. I guess I'm getting there. No, because it's like,
so funny. I've heard that so many times. Like, you turn 40, you just don't care anymore. That's what they say.
It made me think of like one of my favorite books, and I feel bad because now I'm like, it's one of my favorite books. I'm like, I very well might have already talked about this on the podcast, but it's like, there's a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Okay.
And it's basically a book about like, you only have, it's similar to what you said, you only have so much energy.
So much bandwidth.
And bandwidth to put towards things.
Yep.
You have to conserve your energy and like only give a fuck about the stuff that's really worth giving a fuck about.
Absolutely. That's why I like when people say things like this idea that if I don't text you back, that was a response. I hate that so much. Like, do you understand that I have a life and a certain amount of bandwidth, and like me not replying to you doesn't mean I don't care. It means I have a reality I exist within that is not your reality. It doesn't mean anything more than that. It doesn't mean that I made a definitive choice. It doesn't mean anything. But I think people get this idea that there's this weird like obligation. Like, I don't know. I just think that everybody has, at least I've known this about myself, so I just extend it to everybody else. Everybody has their own shit going on. Everybody has their own life. Everybody has their own problems that they don't talk about. And so what do I know? What do I know if I'm going to impose? And I think a lot of that ends up being projecting. Like, I'm assuming that you did this to spite me. Or, I'm assuming that you feel this way about me. When in reality, that's likely not the case. And it likely has nothing to do with you most of the time. Almost always, it had nothing to do with you.
And I feel like sometimes, too, it's like, I guess I've been on both sides of it. Like, I'm an avid texter, and I'm also the person who forgets to reply sometimes, or forgets, like, somebody will ask me for information, I'll forget to give it to them.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it goes two ways. Like, if somebody texts you, like asking you a question or like checking in, and you don't respond, it's more just like, you don't have a right to be upset if like they're in a different place when you do respond.
Yeah.
You know? But on the other side of things, it's like, if you text somebody, you have no idea what they're going through. If they don't respond to you immediately, they maybe just don't have the capacity right now to respond to you immediately.
Yeah, that's
like,
what
it's
I mean.
just, I think there needs to be flexibility on both ends of communication. Like, it's like, because I'm typically, like, I've been, like I said, I've been on both sides. I have friends who I text and they never respond. I have friends who text me and I'm really slow to respond. And so it's like, it really just, the dynamic varies from thing to thing. But it's like, yeah, for example, like, if I text somebody and I'm like, hey, let's get together next Thursday, and they text me back on Wednesday before,
right,
then it's like, I might not be free on Thursday. That's what I mean. So it's like, on the other side of things, like, if somebody texts me like, hey, can you send me the info for this? And I wait a week to respond to them, they might already say, oh, sorry, we already filled the role, because I didn't get back to them quick enough. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's more what I'm saying is, it's like, I think that we're all living in our reality. And part of that is, it's like, you know, it's nice to respond to people promptly, but when that doesn't happen, it's like, we have to accept that life may have moved on. Things may be different when we do respond.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, like, there's no point waiting on people or taking it personally when they don't respond. Just like, keep it moving, you know? Okay, I texted them, they didn't respond, I'm gonna go, you know. go on a walk or like go do this or da. You know, it's just like, I think there's a lot of, well, also it's like a lot of it too comes down to like, I think if you just communicate with the people you care about your texting style and like kind of like, hey, you know, like this is how I show up, and you know, I see that you maybe show up similarly or differently. Like, how can we, you know, if it becomes an issue, because I think sometimes in friendships and in relationships, like texting styles can definitely become an issue.
My coworker blocked me. He was like, you never text me back. And then he blocked me. And so I have to message him on Facebook if I ever want him to cover my shift and stuff. He didn't block me on Facebook, but he did block. I'm like, can you please unblock my number? Like, we've talked about this. He's like, no, he won't unblock my number just to make a point about my texting skills. But I warned him. I told him so many times, like, it's not just you, it's me.
It's just me as a person. Yeah.
It's nothing to do with you.
It's one of those things where it's funny because it's like, I feel like your coworker is the perfect example of like, you being who you are is valid, but to him, the consequence of you being who you are is you're blocked. Like, that's fine. Like, be who you are, but you're not going to be in my phone. You're not going to be playing in my phone like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's like, oh, sorry. I hit the cord with that. But yeah, no, it's like, I think that's,
yeah, I mean, I respect his decision. I think it's funny
like,
that he never let it go.
Please unblock me. I do think it's funny they never let it go. I think it's one of those things where it's like, I would just give him, I don't know what his astrology sign is, but it's like, I'm somebody who like, I will be honest, if somebody pisses me off bad enough, I will block them. And then 6 months later, if I run into them in real life, I'll say, hey, sorry I blocked you. I was really mad. And then I'll just probably unblock them right there, like right in front of them. I'll say, sorry I blocked you. That's literally happened to me this year. Somebody just pissed me off. And so I was like, blocked.
Yeah, but some people never forget, you know. They'll be like, I can't believe you unfollowed me. I can't believe you blocked me. We'll never be friends again.
Okay, Buster. Sorry, like with that attitude, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I
let him go.
I get really mad and then I let stuff go. And I don't know if that's healthy, but I think it's good to fully express emotions and be capable of forgiveness.
I think forgive but don't forget. I think that's the way to do it.
I do agree.
Yeah, because people tend not to change. People, it takes a lot to change. You know, there's the quote from the Paramore song, seasons change but people don't. And I like that a lot.
I do like that one too.
People generally just don't change. I mean, people do change rarely, but for the most part, it's like that thing you said about a relationship. You see a bad sign early on, odds are that's exactly what it is forever. It's never going to be different. Yeah.
And I think that's my thing is it's like, I think I've just reached the point in my life where it's like, similar like you said, forgive but don't forget. I'm a very forgiving person. Like, I'll unblock you. If you want to follow me, we follow each other back, cool. But you're not going to be close to me the way you were before.
Right.
It's just not going to be the same.
Yeah.
I can, and that's what I mean by like, I'll say like, hey, sorry, I was really mad. But it's like, I think where it's like, I don't want you to feel like you can't come say hi to me and shake my hand and be like a friendly acquaintance, but like, we're not going to be close. We're not going to be bosom buddies anymore. You know, like that's kind of, and that's kind of,
yeah. And honestly, it's like the more realistic way to do things in my mind. Cause it's like that whole people pleasing thing again. Like either you fall deep into that and you don't want to make anybody upset. So you just want to forgive them and say everything's okay and just let everything go away, pretend nothing happened. Or you be realistic and you be like, okay, I forgive you, but I know that you did that, and I'm never ever gonna forget that you did that, and I'm just gonna make my decisions differently from moving forward. Like, you know, I'm not gonna trick myself and dilute myself into thinking that this is a good idea. Delude myself and dilute.
And I gotta be honest, I think that forgive but don't forget is a lesson that I've had to learn in this life, because I definitely have been the thing that you were discussing where I'm like, we're just gonna act like everything's fine. That's been me, and then it's like I'm quietly...
and then you're sitting inside of a burning building, smiling, you know, pretending nothing's happening.
Yeah, no, and it's like I'm smiling through it, and I'm like, ha ha. But then in the back of my mind, it's just like, yeah, I'm well aware of like these 8 other things that happened, of the thing that's happening in the moment that's like mirroring those 8 other things, and then I'm like, what am I doing, you know?
Yeah, like
this is not okay. Like none of this is okay. And so it's like, yeah, I think that forgive but don't forget is probably part of the Great Shed, probably part of Jamie 2025 lore.
The Great Shed is so funny. It sounds like mythological.
It really does. That's the thing is like that's me romanticizing my life. Like Oh, I fell out with 2 of my closest friends this year.
Evil Jamie is another one of your mythological. My Evil Jamie exists. You got the Great Shed.
And it's funny because it's like Evil Jamie is really just like Jamie with boundaries and speaking unfiltered without concern for other people's like way they take. That's the thing is like I'll say something as Evil Jamie and Shelly's like Evil Jamie. That's like my friend from Atlanta. I referenced Evil Jamie once and she's like Evil Jamie is just like Jamie being herself. I wish that you would just let her out more.
Evil Jamie. It's hard. It's hard to let evil you come out, you know. I feel like Evil Ruse is out every now and then, but that's really me when I haven't done the things I need to do. Like I'm this really grumpy Ruse. Evil Ruse is grumpy Ruse, I think.
Yeah.
I don't like grumpy Ruse.
Yeah. Well, the thing is like Evil Jamie is I do like Evil Jamie because she's just passionate Jamie and like unfiltered Jamie. Grumpy Jamie is cunt Jamie.
Oh, cunt
and
Jamie.
I don't like her. And really, like, cunt Jamie, I will be honest, really only comes out, there's a few things that affect. So, like, if I'm being cunt Jamie, I probably either need to eat, sleep, or get cracked. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's just, like, it's one of those 3. If that happens, I'll probably be okay. But it's like, yeah, I am very simple in that way. Like, most of the time, 9 times out of 10, cunt Jamie is because I'm hungry. Like, I really am that. And I know that everybody is like, oh, of course, you big bag bitch. But, like, no, if I haven't eaten, I'm a fucking miserable person to be around. It's, like, not the best version of myself that I'm putting forward for the class when I'm hungry. So that's why I do try to keep, snacks on me.
The Snickers
out of
commercials.
Consideration for other people. Yeah. I'm not. It is literally. The Snickers commercial are based off me. They went deep into my childhood.
Yeah.
They watched some of my interactions with my sisters when I'd been unfed, and they were like, "This is actually this is their marketing strategy going forward."
It's funny because like that's like the prime example for me, but I don't think anybody's ever like gotten it that right other than the Snickers commercials.
Yeah, no,
it really is true. Like a lot of that anger and that angst can just be boiled down to hunger. It's nuts.
It's so simple, yeah. But it's like,
getting cracked could be both.
Yeah, exactly. Those things can help too. But I think it's most of the time, highest need is the eating something.
Yeah.
Like if you just give me a snack, I'll probably be okay. But I think I do hear you though, the grumpiness around like when you're trying to get a project done or you like feel like I think that like I have definitely glimmers of that still. I think that just I've so hammered into my head that like I have to be grateful to get more of what I want. Like if I only notice what's not there, it's gonna be more of what's not there. So it's like the second I have the second I have a crabby thought with myself of like, oh, why is this not working out? I'm like, I try to redirect it with haste. And it's like, it doesn't always work. Like I will say like at the beginning of this podcast, I was in a pretty shitty mood over this car thing, but I feel like as I'm talking more, I'm like kind of getting back into, like a better headspace.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Cunt Jamie and Evil Jamie are not to be confused with each other. They're not the same thing. It's different energies. I think Evil Jamie is like, I'm not proud to admit this, but I was in line at actually, this is what I'm saying this now. This is probably an Evil Cunt Jamie combo.
Ooh.
We were in line at the drive-thru.
Come together.
And we were pulling in and a minivan pulled in front of us. Like, we were just about to get up to the window. They cut us in line. I was like, ugh. I was already annoyed because I was super hungry. Get cut in line by a minivan. And then they must have been ordering the entire menu. I don't know what was taking so long, but I got a little irritated and I said, hurry up, you big bag bitches. And Shelly was like, Jamie, what is that? And I was like, I'm so sorry.
Now, are you saying like yelling out the window? Like...
No, I was just, the window was up, but I was just yelling at them as if they could hear me. And that's a little bit of an example of evil cunt Jamie.
Yeah, no good, no good. You gotta hold that stuff in.
They had like the happy family on the back of the car too. When they had one of those stickers? Like I was being so unreasonable. I was actually being so unkind in that moment. Hurry up, you big back bitches! Like it's just.
They did cut you though.
Also, it was a man with a beard. The fact that I'm calling one man.
He was by
big
himself?
bag bitches. Yeah, it was a man by himself. But I knew he had to be getting food for his family.
Yeah.
It was actually so wrong of me. The whole thing is really fucked up.
You were in a drive-through.
Yeah.
So you were hungry.
And I was about to be a big back bitch myself.
Exactly.
So it's like it was more like solidarity, but also like you're holding the line and not in a good way. Like you're holding up the line.
It's fucked up to cut in a drive-through. I mean,
Yeah.
I think if you cut in a drive-through, you're gonna get what's coming to you. I mean, that's just not something you do. It's a drive-through, so everybody's there like trying to get food as quickly as possible. So if you cut somebody, and also drive-throughs tend not to have like the highest common denominator of people.
No.
So you're not gonna end up in a good situation cutting somebody.
Yeah, it's bad karma.
It's bad karma.
It's bad karma to him. But I shouldn't have called them big bag bitches.
No.
I called him multiple big
No,
bags.
yeah. I mean, well, but you're taking accountability. That's
Yes,
the
I
first
am.
step, you know? And I think we all make mistakes. I mean, sometimes I'll do that just in smaller forms. Like, say somebody's walking really slow in front of me. I hate that person in that moment. Now, and like, I'm a server, okay? So, like, say I have another server in front of me who's walking really slow. I hate you right now. I actually hate you. And I am not saying that as like an exaggeration. I'm not. No. I hate you right now. And once you're not in front of me anymore, I won't hate you anymore.
I'm okay, but in this moment, right now,
Because we're both
I
doing
need
the
you to
same
quit.
thing.
Yeah,
We're
you're like,
both
how
trying
are-
to be fast.
yeah. And so it's like, how are you doing this at such a glacial pace? And
So that's where
making
that gets me. And I think it's okay. I think it's okay because I feel it so purely.
In the moment,
I even
and
show it
then-
on my face. Like I'll be like this. Just get
you
mad.
hold it in, but then you just No, I feel like I generally do hold it in.
That's cunt ruse, by the way.
Cunt ruse. It's just there's moments where it's like there's little moments when I'm in the company of a good friend.
Yeah.
And I'll let it out a little bit,
Yeah,
and then I'm
yeah.
like, what was that? Oh no.
Yeah.
But I do think I think we all make mistakes. I think we all are doing our best. I think that's the thing is whenever cunt Jamie comes out, I think that after the fact I always find myself feeling a little bit of just like remorse in that I'm like, he's just doing his best.
Yeah.
I'm just doing his best. Who knows? He might have a pregnant wife at home. There are a ton of kids on that. They might be having another one. She's maybe late night craving a burrito.
Maybe.
You know, the babies want more food too. Who am I? Maybe the dog's sick. They're giving him his last meal, which is like a Taco Bell crunch wrap. You know, like I don't know what's going on. I didn't need to
practice
call
humility.
them big bag bitches. Yeah, I do practice humility. And just empathy for the people around me. And I think that's the problem is like I gotta with the empathy. I think when we were talking about forgive not forget, just to bring it back one more time. The part of why I would always like forget and just like keep being friends with people or keep like continuing as it was before in the relationship and like just tell myself this is fine, I'm fine. Dog in the burning house is because I have empathy to such a degree that it's like harmful to me. Like it's like I literally was. There have been times where like I've been treated abusively by somebody and I like look at the situation and I'm like, but I can totally see the logic why they did that. Like I actually like I totally get where they're coming from and like that's my bad. I should. And I'm like, now that I'm like unpacking all of that and kind of like moving through it, it's actually it's so detrimental to me and myself to like to be able to see it from their perspective to such a degree that I'm like, well, it's okay actually. Like it's okay that you treated me that way because I see it from your like it's like you can the other piece of the puzzle is like you can see why somebody else behaved the way they behaved and then also like decide how you're going to move according to it. You know what I mean?
Like to have a standard.
Yeah. It's like for me, I'm like, okay, I let myself get so hungry that I was calling a sweet family man a big-backed bitch in the Taco Bell drive-thru. Maybe I should have eaten something earlier in the day to prevent that level
shouldn't have gotten
of
there.
irrational anger with a complete stranger who was just trying to do the exact thing that I was doing. You know? It's like,
But
perhaps-
and applying that to other people though can be that exact thing that gets you in trouble, right? Is like, oh, but maybe they didn't do this, and maybe they didn't do this, and that's why they were mean to me. And maybe because you got to be careful, because then you do that too much, and now you just explain away everything, and then people can do whatever they want to you. So it's weird. It's hard to set standards for both yourself and others. It's not easy because
Well, I think the best thing you can do is you set standards for how other people are supposed to treat you.
Yeah.
And you hold that line.
yeah.
And then for yourself, like, yeah, forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, but also like set standards for yourself too. Because the one thing you can control yourself, how you show up, like how you move through life. And then you can control like in other people. You can't control other people, but you can control how much time, how much energy you give to other people, what other people are you allowed to be close to you. Those are things you absolutely can control.
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of my take on it. Is like, I just think like your energy is precious and like it's up to you to like keep yourself in a good place energetically. And I think it's just funny because I even just like within this podcast, I think of me at the beginning of this versus like in this moment. Like I think I slowly ramped up to like where I like to keep my energy level at. But like, yeah, I came in, I brought the carb bullshit into the room with me at the beginning, and that's like a fun reminder to me of like, oh, like that's something that I could have resolved at a different time.
Yeah. As
to avoid coming in to do a podcast with my friend in a shitty fucking mood about shit that like I can't control. But the thing is like, it's one of the things where it's like, I am such a like kindergarten student in that they're like, call us when you reach 30,000. I reached 30,000 on the dot. I was like, gotta pick up the phone. And it's like, no, like I could have clocked that and been like, oh, well, I am on the way to podcast right now. I can probably call them after.
But maybe you were right? Because maybe if you hadn't done that, maybe it would be sitting in the back of your mind the whole
And the whole
time.
podcast, yeah, no, that's actually very me. If the whole podcast, I would have just in the back of my mind been like,
Yep.
oil change voucher,
Yep.
oil change voucher.
Yep.
You need an oil change. Like I would not have been able to. That's
The
gonna
demon
sound,
on your shoulder.
The demon on your shoulder is like, you know, you need an oil change, and when's Ford gonna fix your car?
Yeah.
Your life is in shambles. And it's like, it's really not. Like honestly, and I am the queen of the reframe.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow. You have a way with words.
So yeah, I don't have my car right now. I'm in a replacement car till they fix my car. And as we established, they could have my car for years if they want. Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, they'll take as long as they want. But the reframe that I put, I get to put miles on a car that's not my car.
Yeah.
I get to enjoy a car that's a little bit nicer than my actual car. It's a 2025 instead of a 2018.
Yes.
There
you go. See, you're doing it. So now,
yeah.
Let me give you my reframe, okay? This is what I went through. So last night, I left my phone charger at work like I told you. Mm-hmm. Now, I noted that I got out of work like closing. So I'm like waiting for my red line train. Of course, I missed the one right after it comes. So now I have to wait 22 minutes for the next train. So I'm already like, oh, great. Like I'm going to be leaving here at 11:40. And it takes about an hour to get back because I got to take the train. That's annoying.
Yeah.
And then I thought, wait a minute. Did I put my charger in my backpack? I open up my backpack. I look. There's no charger. So my immediate thought is, oh my God, I am such a dumbass. Because like the day before, I left my book at work. And my book has all my money in it. So I had to text my boss the day before. Like, hey, can you please put my book up? So now I have to text my boss again. Hey, can you please put my charger up? But if I'm being realistic, it's a fucking charger. So if he doesn't find it or he doesn't put it up, somebody's going to see it and go, oh, cool, a phone charger. And it's been here all day. Yeah, and that's my good charger. So now what do I have to do? I have to go to work before you show up the next day. Like I'm thinking, okay, so Jamie's going to be there at noon. And so right now it's fucking midnight. So that means I get to sleep for 8 hours. And then immediately I have to get back on the train and go all the way back downtown and get my charger and then get back here by noon. So that way I'm not missing any obligations. I'm doing everything. And I haven't smoked weed in like 4 or 5 days, guys. So I'm having like a rebound effect. And so emotional ruse comes out, right? I'm ready to cry now. Because it's like, dude, do I not get to have a life? Is that what's happening? Do I just not get to have a life? And then I begin to reframe, right? Because if I'm being realistic, it's not that bad. The podcast could have been at 10 a.m. And if the podcast was at 10 a.m., then I couldn't go back to work. And I couldn't get the charger in time. And my work opens at 11, and so people start getting there at 10. So if I leave here at 10 and I get there at 11 and then I get back here at noon, like it's actually the perfect time frame for things to work out. Like it's actually the most ideal way I could have left my charger at work. And if I'm on the train, I mean, I can like read a book or something on the train.
Exactly.
Like it gives me time to do things. But initially, that is not what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh my God, I am so fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, and it's like,
how the fuck do I do these things to myself?
Well,
And you
that's the
have to do that. You have to reframe things because there is always a bright side and there is always a different perspective, but it's very hard to do that in the initial like period of.
Well, I think too, and I think too is it's like I think and I guess my thing is like I'm not trying to say like that people should be toxically positive. Like if your if your grandma dies, you don't go, at least I get to see the family. Like no, like you grieve your grandma dying. That's
but it's
horrible.
a little bit of both, I think, though. I think you have to see both sides at the same time. There's a duality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's exactly it. It's like I don't think I think that like things just are what they are.
Yeah.
You know? You don't go, slay, I get to listen to my podcast on the train, but you also don't go, I'm such a fucking idiot. It's just like, okay, I left my charger at work. I have to go tomorrow morning to get it. Like, and it's sort of like yin and yang. It's you know, good and evil. It's both.
And the yin and yang forms a whole.
Yeah,
so it's you exist within the whole.
Yeah,
and it's
so
just
it's
accepting that.
And the thing is, it's like, I do think I'm somebody who people might not believe it about me. I think that I very much I lead with the positivity because internally, the first thought I have used to always be the negative one.
Yeah, I think I'm the same way.
I had the negative covered. So I feel like it's like I really, you know, lean with the positive because like internally my inner monologue, like, and I've improved it a lot over the years, but it used to be very negative heavy with no positive at all.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I kind of had to teach myself to do the positive, and that's why that's so loud. But really, I do think it's a matter of exactly what you said. It's you just both things are true.
Yeah.
And you honor both things, and that, you know, that tends to just make life easier and more fun, and it allows you to be more present because it's like if you lean too much on the negative or too much on the positive, I think just like if you lean too much one way or the other, it's similar to like when you eat too much of one thing or like you get sick, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
I mean,
need
like
the
it's like
balance.
what I was gonna say, a teeter totter, right? Because
Yeah.
if you're all the way up here, you're all the way down here. You'd rather be in the middle, or it's just equally balanced. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more balanced approach to things and just like a better. I think it's just a better way of being to just be, you know, steady about stuff and yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I think it's like the ultimate lesson of life. Truly, it's like there's always going to be a struggle and a problem and a strife and a this and a that. No matter where you want to be, it's like what I said earlier about the ideal reality. Like it doesn't exist. You're always going to have this negative thing you can look at and say, "Oh, but I wish this was this."
Yeah.
And so it's just allowing both to exist, right? Because you don't want to go too far towards everything sucks because then nothing's good. And if everything is good, then you never actually acknowledge the negative aspects of reality too, which are always there. So it's finding that balance and allowing it to be there. Because then you will realistically move forward rather than getting stuck in place wherever you are.
Yeah. And I think it's like acknowledging the good with the bad is also like, it can help you. Like, for example, I am somebody who I've left my charger so many times or left things behind or like, I mean, literally just a few days ago, I had a freaking bag on top of my car and drove off and it fell off.
I left my phone on top of my car once.
I've done that one too. I left my wallet on top of my car and drove off. Like so it's like, I have put systems in place after, I mean, I think it was one time I left my hearing aid case.
Wow.
That I charged my hearing aids in 4 hours away. And so I had to drive 4 hours back to Central Illinois to retrieve it. And so it was like, okay, now I know every single time I'm traveling or like going to and from a place, before I leave a place, I literally, in my phone, I'm like a checklist of like, I have like charger, keys, purse, and I like will literally, and it's a thing where it's like, it seems so stupid, but like I have undiagnosed ADHD, so it's like not undiagnosed, it's diagnosed now. Unmedicated ADHD is the word I meant, and so it's like I have my systems of like I literally as soon as I'm leaving a place, I look at my phone. Okay, this I have it. This I have it. And then I go, and it's like I'm not saying everybody needs to do that, but it's like I think if I wouldn't have had 8,000 negative experiences of being mad at myself when I lost something or forgot something, I wouldn't have been like, okay, so what's the solution going forward to avoid this happening? You know, and I think it's just like, I think it also comes back to like, if you're present where you are and take this, like, you take moments in your day to just like really be present where you are and think about what's next before you rush to the next thing. Because it's like, I was a perfect example of I didn't do that today. I was still in my car stuff, rushing into here. Whereas like if you know, in theory, ideal scenario, you give yourself enough time that you can kind of like transition between things seamlessly and not be bringing this into this. Or it's like, for example, when you get off work, sometimes you're so ready to get home, you're already home in your mind.
Yeah.
Like you're not taking in that you're still at work. You're not making sure you like, cause yeah, I've been like you. I've left tips at work. I've left my, like I've left everything. Cause by the time you get off work, it makes sense. You want to fucking leave. You don't want to be there anymore. Right. But I think it's good to just like between every single thing, you know, take that moment to like, okay, like before I get on the train, like, let's really just like, and it's like, there's going to be days, at least in my experience, there's days where I'm rushing and I don't have time to do that. And those are the days where things kind of go off kilter. But it's like, yeah, my systems are because everything was always chaos and off kilter. So I was like, okay, I'm tired of losing wallets and phones and keys. And so we're going to lock in on what's a good way to approach this. But
yeah, I mean, being present, truly, it's what it is. Like not letting yourself be in the past or the future, but just in the present, right?
Yeah.
And that's
so difficult.
Not
it's
easy.
Really difficult.
Yeah, because I mean, it's I think it's natural even like as a human to find some other place in your mind because the present is it's like you're always trying to escape the present. Yeah. That's what Buddhism is all about. That's what being Zen is. It's literally just being in the moment. It's not anything more than that.
And it's tough because it's like I feel like for example, I'm not doing this until January, but like a few other comics have gone on this 10-day silent meditation retreat. So I was like, I'm going to do that too.
Really?
And I'm doing one. The big thing I would ask them, like, oh, what did you learn? Like, what was it like? Da, da, da. Everybody said, like, you just get really bored.
On
like day 4 or 5, you get incredibly bored. Yep. Like at a certain point, like your brain gets really loud for a bit and like, because you're sitting doing nothing for 14 hours every day for 10 days. But then it's like, yeah, I would imagine by day 5, 6, 7, it's just boring. It's just like, okay, like I'm here. We're just going to be here for another 10. And I'm excited. Like, I am excited to see how it feels once I've done it. Because I think that I have a very loud inner monologue and just busy mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope to get to the point where I'm just like, this is boring. You know, like, just like, well, this is fucking boring right now. You know?
You got to do it. Because, I mean, like, I look at it like those things where you see, like, dopamine purges, whatever you call it. Because I think, especially in the world we're in now, it's so easy to stimulate yourself all the time. And it's so hard to actually take a step back and not use any of that stuff. Not, like, even just scrolling, even just wanting to, like, the urge to grab your phone and just check. You know, like, when you don't do that for a long period of time, it should be boring. It should feel boring because that boredom is like the natural baseline that you're supposed to be at. But instead you raise that baseline with all this bullshit all the time, you know?
Yeah,
and it's so easy to do that. And it's so hard to, you know, sometimes, and I've noticed that like sometimes I'll be sitting there and I'll be looking and I'll just be looking out the window. And my mom thinks I'm thinking because I think she's always thinking. And so she looks over at me. She's like, what are you thinking about? And I tell her nothing because I'm not thinking about anything.
Yeah.
Because like I can do that. I can just turn my brain off and I can just look. But like she can't do that, and so it's funny to me that contrast. I know you can't.
I cannot. No, I really can't. And it's funny because like I think of it makes me sad, but yeah, I know like my ex-husband. There used to be times where I'd be like, "What do you think about it?" He's like, "Nothing."
Yeah, and you don't believe him.
I don't believe him because sometimes he would be thinking about something and just wanted me to like. But the other times, I think he really was thinking about nothing. So it's like, yeah, it's interesting. But I do think. I mean, part of why I wanted to do the meditation retreat is like a couple things. It's like of all, like I think I do have a lot of very traumatic, unresolved stuff. And the thing is, like, I feel like I've resolved it, but it's like, I probably only resolved it as far as I can resolve it without stopping everything I'm doing and just sitting quietly and letting anything that's repressed come up.
Yeah.
That was kind of the first reason I want to do it. The second reason I want to do it, back to what we talked about, I am so addicted to my phone.
Yeah.
I am addicted to my phone. I would say, like, my character flaws is 3 things on the list, okay? Time blind, have no fucking concept of time whatsoever, which can lead to like tardiness, you know, Second thing, like I always put work first, which I think is like irritating to people who like, want a friend who will show up no matter what. And it's like, unfortunately, I put business, like that's just how I was raised. Like work comes first. If the work's done, then I can do fun stuff. But like that's first. And then the third thing is I am addicted to my phone. I am addicted to my phone. I have to, like, if I don't put it face down on the table while I'm hanging out, I am like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing that anybody's messaging me or any email I'm getting is like that fucking urgent that I need to respond right then. I just am addicted. I'm addicted to it. And so I was like, you know what? Like, if this can at least help me be better, I don't know what can. Like I think hopefully this will like, improve the relationship. Because it's like I do think I've I think I've been getting better at managing my phone addiction, but it's like there are certain things that it's just like it's bad. Like I think I just need a full. I can't even look at it, for 10 days. And then it's funny because it's like I'm already preemptively in my mind. I'm like, oh, but what if somebody gets a hold of me? And like it's really. Oh, what if I miss? It's like every time I have those thoughts, I have to be like, hey, this kind of thinking is exactly why we're doing this. Like this kind of thinking that like anything that's so urgent it couldn't wait 12 days is probably like. It's just not supposed to. It's not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to be. Not meant to be. Yeah. So it's like, I am gonna try to do my due diligence though of like, doing the like email. I think you can like set up an automated email response or something. Just something so people and maybe like do like a pinned post or something. It's
Jamie's
like so,
not here right now. Please message her back in 5 days.
Literally, like please just wait till February 8th and I will respond to everything. But I'm honestly though, I'm really scared. I think also, just when I envision in my mind, turning my phone back on. After 12 days.
And just a million notications. It's all right there, flooding back.
Yeah. And then it's like, I think, it's just, it's a thing where it's like, I'm proud of myself for taking the break, but I am like already preemptively, what if I get a really important email while I'm in, like, bitch, shut up. Like it's, I'm just going to do my due diligence to communicate with everybody that I do work with that like, this is what's going on. And so it's like, just make sure people are aware. Like I am going to be.
And remember, there was a reality that existed before we had this constant reminder device on us 24/7. There was a world where you didn't need that all the time.
I didn't need to be constantly available. That's the thing is, it's like, it is a world where you're kind of required to be constantly available.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and I think we've been conditioned into that
to be constantly available.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's like that texting thing again.
Yeah,
like it's like wait, so you're not constantly on your phone all the time? What the hell? You didn't see my text?
So no, I didn't. And that's the thing is,
it's been 20 minutes.
Yeah. My thing is like, I think I try to, especially with people who, are slower to respond. It's more just like, I never have a problem if somebody responds to me late. I never have a problem, like, if somebody is, like, overly texting me or, like, it's more just, like, if we're to be living in the present moment and I sent you something 2 weeks ago and you don't respond for 2 weeks, I think that it's up to the person to accept that life may have moved on.
Yeah.
I may have moved on. Things may have changed since I first sent you a message. That's all. And I already said that, so I'll leave it at that, but that's my one thing. It's just, like, because, the reality is, the present moment is happening outside of our phones. We should be living in that present moment. But with that, things are going on. Things are moving on. So it's like if somebody reaches out to you and says like, hey, I need somebody for this thing, and you don't see it for a couple weeks, they might have already found somebody else.
Yeah.
Or it's like, but I think with that, if it didn't time out right, it's just not meant to be. It's similar to what I keep saying with I think this is my reminder to myself.
Your warning.
My warning. We have to wrap up the podcast.
Jamie,
warning.
You must be conscious of time.
I must be conscious. That's the thing is, like, I would love to live in a world where I didn't have to be conscious of time at all. That's my preference.
Yeah,
but,
me, I would like to float in the ether of space and no time as well, but that's not where we are.
Time is nothing. But
tell that to my work. Yeah.
No, I was like, they probably would say, yeah, freaking right. But I was like, I do think I might have to take off in a bit, so I'm trying to figure out.
Well, you know how the show ends. We always do the same thing. It's one, a message for the children. The show is for kids.
Oh my
The show is
gosh.
mainly, the demographic is like 3 to 5 year olds, all right? So they're on the school bus and they're listening with their headphones, their earbuds
Yes.
that their parents gave them for Christmas, because this comes out after Christmas. So they have their Christmas headphones on and they're about to take them off and enter the real world outside of their phone, outside of this podcast. They're going to enter the real world. And so when they do that, they're going to use the advice that you give them right now, the wisdom contained within Good
Yes.
Jamie. And then also second, social medias where they can find you, where they can listen to your music, tell them what's under your parka, all that good stuff. The floor
I was
is
like,
yours.
That's so appropriate for the children. No, I was gonna say, so my message for the children this time is that you have everything you need within you right now. It's already there, and that you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have it all figured out. And whatever flaws, whatever, character setbacks you have, use them to your advantage. They're what make you unique and special. And most importantly, the person who is a people pleaser pleases no one, not even themselves. So start doing things for you from an early age. Make choices discerningly and for yourself. And you can find me online, TikTok.com, Instagram.com. Facebook is at Jamie Schreiner Sings. La 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 la, because I do sing and I do music. Which is funny because we never talked about any of that in this episode, but you can go listen to all of it.
It exists. We assure you.
It does. And thank you for having me again. I had so much fun.
Of course, yes. Thank you for being here. It's almost better that we didn't talk about music. I feel like we had a more unique conversation that way, right? Yeah, it's more in tune with where we're at the present moment. So that's nice.
I agree.
And I think that's the best way to do this kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think it's just to let things happen and fall as they will. And and also, like kids, your lunchbox is your lunchbox. All right? Don't let somebody else tell you that it's their lunchbox. Okay?
Yeah.
You put what you want in your lunchbox. You want Capri Sun? Capri Sun. It's for you.
Yeah.
It's a good message for the children. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kids. All right, yeah. And with all that being said, thank you for being here. It's been fun. I could talk forever. I'm not conscious of time either, so we have that in common. So let's wrap this up and be responsible. How about that?
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
That has been all here, folks. Today on Radio. Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block. It's a balance in the character that's calm and collect. It's apparent his caricature is lost in the